Hey, it's Chant time once again. Hello, everybody. Sam Weiderhaft with you for this week's episode as we dive back into the Chanticleer women's basketball team and talk with one of the key factors of the Chant's early season success. UMass transfer Kristin Williams has brought a new energy and a ton of points with her to help lead Coastal to an undefeated 4-0 start this season. The San Diego native has put up double-digit points in 3 of the first 4 games, and you'll see in this interview she loves the long-distance shots. Kristin's becoming an easy fan favorite with her passion on the floor and abilities on both sides of the ball. She's also added 6 steals in the first 4 games. So the guard came on this week to talk about how the team is feeling so far, what she'll be adding to the team this season, and we found a little connection with both of us, both growing up in Southern California. We're both in Conway now, and here's my conversation with Kristin Williams. The Chanticleers are off to an undefeated start, and we've got a player that's made a big impact in the early season success. It's Kristin Williams. Kristin, appreciate the time.
Yep.
4-0.
Happy to be here.
4-0 for this start. Just tell me what the overall vibes are. How's the team feeling right now?
I think just everybody working hard and continuing to work hard is a big deal for us, and being 4-0 helps to build the success here.
What do you think has been some of the strongest aspects that we've seen so far from this team?
Defense. We pride in our defense. So I think that, and then just getting to the paint, getting it out to our shooters, and knocking down those clutch threes, especially in the past games, has been a big deal as well.
I love how you touch on the defense because there's a term that was coined by Chanticleer head coach Kevin Pedersen.
Yes.
Coastal chaos.
Yes.
Tell me what coastal chaos is from a player's perspective.
Man, we're flying all over the court. It doesn't even matter like if press or what's a press, but just flying in general. If you see something and you go see a trap, go get it.
Yeah.
Go chase it down, go trap it, go get that ball, and then get a deflection, and then the back line or my other teammates will get a steal. Like, that's all that matters is get there, be chaotic, be all over them, and make it hard. It's hard to break that press.
How are you guys keeping that energy like for the entire game? Because it just like I did the UNC game game and I saw that and it was just energy all the time and you guys never got tired.
I think they pride themselves on like the 5-in, 5-out thing where we start out 5 minutes, like we'll go like 3-4 minutes usually. Sometimes it's 2 minutes, and then he'll see like, okay, we're kind of gassed. We gave it our all, and then he'll put in the next 5 and they go at them. So I think that really just tears down teams because they're not ready for another set of legs to just kill them again. Yeah. And then we're okay. And I think in the off season, obviously preseason, everybody conditions, but ours was different, and we worked really, really hard to be able to play like that.
I love when coach does that and does the 5-in, 5-out because I've never seen any other team do that. And sometimes, the 5 coming off the bench give a spark.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
they've been better. They've been better. I mean, we've started off pretty slow. I think we're just trying to get a feel for the game, and I think that's what we're trying to work on in practice. But the 5 that come in see the game differently, and they come in and they just rock it.
That speaks to the depth of what this team is. Dennis Cox was an assistant coach added to this coaching staff in the offseason. I've heard that he's a defensive wizard. I mean, what have you learned from him?
Oh, man. He tells me every day, he's like, we're going to play defense today, Chris? And I'm like, yes, we're going to play defense today. But, no, he's great, and I think he learns from us. So I think he just goes based off of us and how hard we go, and he always tells us just play hard, get around, have chaos, be hectic, like, you don't have to always get the steal, but wear them down to wherever like the 15-second shot clock is. Like that's all that matters. And we got 3 10-second shot clocks. The second group did, so I think that was a really, really nice thing to see.
Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 in that UNCG game. It was unbelievable. It was
great.
Let me go through. So, like I said, the Chants are 4-0. First time since 2021, it's been a 4-0 start. The last win against Union Commonwealth. Now, I know they're an NAIA school. I know that Coach Pedersen had a connection with their head coach as well. Some of the numbers, though, overall, it was a 105-43 win. Yeah. You guys forced 49 turnovers, 34 steals. Yeah. You had 89 shot attempts, and 42 of those were threes. What was like the post-game conversation after a win like that?
Put in more threes. Because if we're gonna shoot that many, if we're gonna shoot that many, like we need to make them. And I think there was a lid on the basket that game, but at the same time, we did score 105 points and forcing 49 turnovers. He even told us today that was unheard of for him. So I think that was incredible to see, and just watching our defense work, because that's when we believe in it more. Yeah.
I went back and checked the box score, and I was just my eyes like popped. 49 turnovers? It's insane.
Yeah.
Now let's flip gears and go back to the UNCG game, which was a few days before that.
Yeah.
And that was a battle all the way through. You guys win 69-62 after being down 7 points in the third quarter. How much of a resilient win was that for this? Resilient win was that for this group?
Well, I think that just shows like Central Michigan. Like we're never just gonna back off and like let it go. Like we're never just gonna we're gonna fight till the end. And I think that shows to our depth. That shows to us being in shape and playing 40 hard minutes of basketball. And he always says like trust the process. I think we look forward to the results more. And then recently he's brought us back to like Central Michigan and be like, we're gonna win this game. Believe in it. Trust the process. One possession at a time. Because when you focus on just like, oh, like let's just try and get this win. Like no, like it's one possession at a time. If you make that the best you can, the results will show.
How do you think the team has settled in now that the season started and you guys have 4 wins under your belt?
Much better. I think we believe in the system. I think it's really hard to get how many transfers we had and only 4 returners. Like I've been there. I was in that last year. I think it's really hard to like have so many people believe in the system like that.
Yeah.
And to see 4-0, it's like, okay, yeah, we're good. So
let's go through your performances. You've got double-digit points in 3 of the first 4 games. You forced 6 steals. How have you evaluated your personal performance in this early part of the season?
I mean, that just goes to the team. Honestly, Jaden Marable, Savannah Brooks, Malik, and Lancey, they just get to the paint and they get it out to me. And as a shooting guard, like I couldn't ask for anything better because that help side goes and I'm open for a 3. So honestly, like your name is called on, and I had a decent game against Central Michigan and had some clutch 3s down the stretch, but everyone did. Savannah had the game winning and won, so I think that just entails to everyone. Everyone has a game and everyone's different. Everyone brings everything, honestly. So it's just like Mal brings her rebounds, her energy, and her shot selections are just amazing too. So I think once we played off of each other and got the chemistry going, it was really easy to
It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
You're a volume 3-point shooter. Love that long distance shot.
Yeah.
It was a 31% 3-point shooter last year at UMass.
Yeah.
37% this year. How much work did you try and improve? How much work did you put in to try and improve that shot in the offseason?
Well, we're still trying to get to 50. So
yeah.
So we're trying to get to 50.
It's a good start.
That's the goal, is 50%. It's obviously gonna have to work its way back up. But definitely above 40, or 45. You really see like great shooters that come out of college and go forward and play pro is 45% or above. So I really want to obtain that. And he's talked about it with me. He's like, just take a second for your shot. Like most of my shots last year were really, really rushed and put into like bad positions just to like 2 seconds on the shot clock, you got to get a shot up. And like that ruins my percentage, obviously. But I think once I take what he calls green shots and take my time and really focus on it and just let it go, like don't think about it, just let it fly. I think that the percentage will go up. But it took a lot.
Yeah.
We always shoot every day, so yeah.
Well, Coach Pedersen has told me that you're a shooter that's not afraid to shoot it really anywhere on the floor.
No.
How did you adopt that fearless mentality?
Well, I didn't start, this is for my dad, but I didn't start shooting 3s. He didn't let me shoot 3s until I was able to shoot perfectly inside the paint.
Okay.
So then I could go out and, because I wasn't strong enough. I was really skinny. I still am. But I was really skinny when I was a kid, so I just couldn't shoot far. And then once I got to the 3-point line and I started making my 3s, he was like, well, everyone's going to guard you now. Like, you got to be able to pull out and shoot it. And he saw Stephen Curry. He's seen all these other guards like shoot far, and he's like, you got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So we would go to the gym every single day and shoot like 400 of these, like just long range shots, quick release, long range, like moving. It was just great, like to see that and like to see his passion just like pushing me to go get those shots up. And like I wasn't letting out my friends until I got those shots up. So it was just nice. Like that's how I adopted it for real. It was just like the practice. Like you can't just shoot a long range shot every once in a while. Like it has to be repetitive. And I shoot it with my coaches here too.
So as the game changed, you had to adapt yourself. And it sounds like your dad really kind of forced that on you to change your style as a player.
Yeah.
How much of an impact has your dad made on your basketball career?
Oh, everything. It's crazy. Like he's been there for it all, honestly. He's driven me, him and my mom have driven me to LA, to Arizona, Vegas. They fly to Indianapolis. I play in Chicago National Tournament of Champions. I've been everywhere. Oh my gosh, Memphis, Tennessee, Florida, Virginia Beach, Boo Williams tournament, like everywhere, Oregon, everywhere. We've been everywhere, and like they've always been a part of the journey. They've never missed a high school game. Fun fact.
Yeah.
He filmed every single high school game, so just everything he's been a part of. He's always filmed it. We've always gone back and watched it together, and I think just putting those little things back into play in college is really nice to see. And they were here, so that's nice.
A lot of support. Where did you play at in Indianapolis? Because that's where. I lived there for a while.
Okay, the Kentucky Run for the Roses, Indianapolis was, or no, Kentucky was Run for the Roses. Indianapolis was, honestly, I couldn't tell you. But
was
I
it
played
at,
in Indianapolis.
There's a complex called Grand Park.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've broadcasted many games from there, so I'm familiar. I got you.
Yes.
That's awesome. What's the longest shot that you've ever made?
I think it was in high school. It was between the half court and the volleyball line.
Wow. Okay.
So it was.
And that was in game.
Yeah, it was in game. It's on my highlight reel. Yeah.
Buzzer beater?
No, just
going.
2 minutes into the game.
Oh man, setting the tone early.
Yeah. Genuinely, I think the shot clock was going on. We have a shot clock in San Diego, so the shot clock was going down, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot it. Yeah. In game, it's really more easier for me than like practicing them, because I'm like practicing them, I'm like, I'm so far. In game, you don't realize it. You're just playing.
Yeah.
So I think like that obtains the Central Michigan night. He just called the pitch back, and it was right there. So. It was really nice.
It's a different mentality when you're in game.
Yeah.
You talk about those green shots that Coach P has. Where's the green area for you? Like, where do you like to? Where are you most comfortable shooting it at?
I used to say that I hated the corners. I really like the corners now because I get to hide in them, and then they lose you. Mm-hmm. But I love the top of the key off of a pitch back. Probably those two, and then like a transition off the catch wing 3-pointer would be nice. Yeah, Jaden is really good with finding me with those. But yeah, those are all the spots, but
we saw one of those wing 3-pointers against UNCG is kind of what got the whole team going because it was a struggle in the first half from 3, and then that one went down.
And I've been working on that transition. Transition 3 off the pull-up, so it was nice to see you going.
Oh, it showed early. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your time at UMass, because you were one of the many transfers brought into this program this year.
Yeah.
UMass, 2 years ago, you guys had a lot of success. 27-7.
Yeah.
You go to the WNIT. Last year, 5-27. How tough is that as a player to go through just 2 totally different seasons?
Yeah, I think the first season I didn't get the chance to play as much as I wanted to, obviously, and that just obtains to the people that were on the team at the time. They had just won the conference tournament the year before that, and they all came back. Mm-hmm. Literally every single one of them came back. No one left, no one transferred. And then they were trying to do the same thing, 2-peat, go win, and we went to the championship. We lost by 3 in overtime, and then our coach left and a new coach came in that was already there, and everyone decided to transfer just to go bigger. I mean, most of them went Power 5 anyway, and we had all discussed that, and I just decided that I didn't want to transfer again, and here I am. But I didn't want to transfer again. I wanted to, and the person that came in had originally recruited me, so it was nice, and I stayed with my best friends.
Nice.
And then we brought in a whole new team, and unfortunately I don't think we bought in to what he was teaching us, and after that I realized that I wanted to win, and I didn't think that was the best decision for me, and I didn't want to be cold anymore as well.
It's different, yeah.
It's the tundra.
Yeah.
So that was a big part of my decision too, and I just think starting over and I just love transferring apparently, but having a new team, and we all hang out together. It's great to see this team. Like, if you were to hang out with us, you'd be like, everyone likes each other. You don't see that on a basketball team, especially just like it being so small and like 13 people. Usually there's like 15, 16 on a roster. There's cliques, like 5 cliques. No, everyone hangs out together, and that's like, even like my parents have said the same thing. Like, that you don't see that normally for teams, so that's really nice to see.
You don't love transferring, you love challenging yourself.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yes. I'll take that.
Pensacola State College, your first stop, and then UMass, now here Coastal.
Yeah.
Those 2 years at UMass, what did you learn about yourself as a player, playing at that Division I level for the first time?
Oh, I hated contact. I hated it, and the A10 is just really physical. Mm-hmm. Like, there isn't a lot of whole athletic people, but they're really, really physical, and I had to learn how to guard that. I had to learn how to take the contact and finish in certain ways. I also think the A10 is just a special conference because I think it's right below Power 5, and I think those are the type of people who go Power 5 if they wanted to transfer out of there. But it's I like the conference. I wish I could have stayed in the conference, but I think the Sun Belt is going to be really challenging for me as a person and absorb the contact. And here it's obviously more athletic, more physical, even more physical, but I think my shot will transfer more.
Take me through that WNIT experience. I mean, just how cool was that to be able to play postseason basketball?
Yeah,
at a really
and it
high
was
level.
home. Yeah, it was home. We played, I want to say we played, I don't remember who we played first, but we played Harvard second. And that was a really fun game.
It was a close loss.
Yeah. I mean, Destiny Philoxy should have made the 3, and she knew that. But yeah, it was a really fun game, and everyone came out. Like the stands had never been that packed. It was just really fun, and it's UMass rivalry, UMass Harvard, so it was really fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now coming into Coastal, you signed with the Chants in the summer out of the transfer portal. Why was Coastal the right fit?
Just talking with Coach P, he reassured me on everything, and he was honest about everything. I was honest with him. I said, I've done this recruiting thing 4 times, and I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. Can we get there? And he said, absolutely.
Wow.
So I think coming here, and even on my visit, he was very transparent, told me everything that I needed to know, and gave me the confidence in myself to come here and play. And he was like, your shot is what's going to help us to win a conference championship here.
Wow. So just right from the get-go, he had the confidence in you already. Those first few practices, though, kind of getting instilled in the program, was that an intimidating experience?
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, I've never had a practice that just, like, goes so quick. Like, it was 2.5 hours, and I felt like I was in there for 20 minutes. Yeah. Genuinely. And I think just seeing everyone bond and, like, the chemistry was really good. So I think that was, like, oh my gosh, like, we got this. Like, not got this as we're going to, like, win yet, but I think like we had a really good positive energy towards practice every single day.
When did the switch flip for you where it's like, okay, I'm comfortable now, like I know the team, I know my role?
After Greece, I want to say. I think playing in a game and getting to see everybody like do what they do, it was really nice to see, and everyone was just having fun, and we finally got to play against someone else. So that's another opportunity that we took advantage of.
Yeah, finally, after, numerous travel issues, which Coach P kind of let me in on last week about
5 hours.
What happened. Yeah. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine.
No, it was hard. But
it brought the team together.
Yeah, no, it did. It
That's
did.
the positive about it.
I think I've never, like, we all looked like so tired. We were all just, we saw each other at our worst, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And like just, it was just a punches. We would roll with the punches, be like, okay, we're going to this airport. Nope. That flight was canceled. We're going to this airport. Nope. We're driving here and we're gonna fly out at 5 a.m. and no one like really slept for real, so that was hard. Yeah,
Coach said nobody complained, like everybody just kind of bought into the whole thing and
we didn't
ended up beating the Bulgarian national team, right?
Yeah, I think we just wanted to get to Greece. I think if it was any other state, we would go home. But I think just like Greece. I think also another day of travel. Like if he was to be like, we're canceled again, I think people would have been like, let's just go home.
We're done. The whole thing.
We don't like, God does not want us to go to Greece. We're not going to Greece.
Obviously, there's something telling us we shouldn't go.
Yeah.
We mentioned your stops, Pensacola State College, UMass, Coastal. How have you had to reinvent yourself as a player at the different stops that you've made?
Pensacola was more of a growing year. I think I was a freshman and I was just trying to learn the ways of college basketball, and that's also a really, Panhandle Conference is a really tough conference, and most of those girls go D1 right after. So that was just like a more of a growth year and learning and developing as a college athlete. Sophomore year, I didn't really play a lot at UMass, and I think that was a mental year more so, and just like sticking with it and like keep working hard, keep pushing yourself, like you got it, it'll be okay, like don't quit, because it's just like you got this far, why even do that? And then junior year was like a step up, like I was relied on and I needed to step up for the team, and obviously like we didn't win a lot, but I did try my best and I was relied on a lot. And this year I'm just a senior leadership, I think, and I think that I need to bring what I can bring and everything will come together.
I think that it's Troy. I think Troy just poaches Pensacola State College from what I remember. I think that Coach Rigby at Troy loves that school.
My teammate went to Troy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My Pensacola teammate went to Troy.
That makes sense. Whenever we play Troy here and I do my prep, it's like, oh my gosh, Pensacola, it's all over the place. They love that college.
They do.
But obviously really, really elite basketball players. They're a lot of talent.
Yeah, she did. I think she wanted me for a little bit because they don't really have shooters. No, we'll see what happens here. We'll see.
A couple of months once we get in Sunbelt play.
No, my teammate even wanted me to go there with her, and she was like, please come, we need a shooter. So I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do Troy.
Well, we're happy that this is the spot that you settled on after a stop in between. But let's go back to the beginning and just tell me about what kind of got you into basketball in the first place.
I think that goes to my brothers. I do have 2 older brothers, and I love them so much, and they're my best friends probably now, because we used to fight all the time, obviously, but now we're all grown up. And
what's the age difference?
I'm 21, John's 24, and Jimmy's 25.
Okay.
They're like 15 months apart. They live together at home, so I think just like They just helped me, honestly. And I was 5 years old when I went to a basketball camp, and my brothers were the ones who were supposed to do the camp. And then I ended up like joining in, like, because I just like thought it was cool. And then after that, 5 years old, 6 years old, and we just hadn't stopped since.
Yeah. What's the support like from your brothers now that the fighting is over?
They're on me about everything. Like, why would you miss that layup? How could you miss that three? You make that three in your sleep. You make it on us. Why can't you make it in the game? Like, it's just that type of stuff. And I think, like, just having them support me, and like they didn't get to go play. Like, they played football, and like my brother got hurt a lot, so he didn't get the opportunity to go play. But I think we all, like, they get to live through that with me, and they get to watch me and support me. And one of them came to the games, UNCG and Charleston. So I think that, and they'll be here for obviously my senior night, but just watching me grow up, and they still protect me to this day. Like, they still see me as their little sister. So I just think it's kind of hard for them, and like good for them to see that I've grown up and have continued my dream of college basketball.
We're going to have to do a little feature on that on the ESPN Plus broadcast. Note for Santana and Alex Souza for the next time your brothers are here. We got to show them, because now we got a little story behind it.
Yes, they're gonna. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me for sure. They're gonna be like, I beat her every single day, and I'm gonna be like, no, I beat you in 1-on-1.
Yeah,
I beat you in the 3-point contest, and my dad has a story for that too. But my brothers hate the story, so we won't go into that.
We're gonna have to do a little bit of digging here.
Yeah.
Home for you is San Diego. Now, before I told you I lived in Indiana. Before that, I grew up 15 years in Orange County, California.
Really?
So I'm right around there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my brother went to Fullerton.
Yeah, Cal State. Nice. Yeah, that was right around where I live.
Yeah.
Well, what was living in San Diego like for you?
Oh man, I mean, it's beautiful. 75 degrees all year round. Obviously 190s in the summer, but
yeah,
it's so pretty, and just like all the views and everything. Growing up with like all the friends that I had, we would all go to the beach. We'd all have like our spot, and like the food is incredible. The Mexican food is to die for. Honestly, nothing compares. And the sandwiches, the delis are really, really good. But I just think like 20 years of it, 18 years of it is just like, I wanted to go see something new. So I think leaving and just getting to adventure out. But I do love San Diego, and it is really expensive right now. So I really don't want to live there right now. But even my dad said today, like, South Carolina is just not about like a better version, but San Diego is a better version of South Carolina.
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities.
Yeah, there are, and he realized that when he went to the beach the other day. But yeah,
what I tell people was that growing up in California was a great spot to grow up at. But as far as like living there at my age now, probably couldn't do it. I'm a lot happier here.
The bars are nice, and
yeah,
like
what
downtown
Gaslamp district
downtown is nice. I mean, after 12, it's gotta leave. Maybe after 1, you gotta go.
I've made the rounds on Gaslamp.
Yeah.
I've been there 1 or 2 times.
Or the PB, Pacific Beach, is really nice to go. Just like all those areas. Coronado, I love. That's my favorite place. Coronado in San Diego is the best.
Yeah.
The Hotel Del, that's the best.
That was a spot that I didn't go to. My aunt lives in Carlsbad. So we used to go to Carlsbad all the time.
Yeah, Carlsbad is amazing. Carlsbad is, I think, personally better than La Jolla.
Really?
Yeah. I just think the people are nicer, and there's a lot more stuff to do. I think La Jolla is just like, you have the beach and you have the mall, but I do really like Carlsbad. They have the outlets and everything up there. So,
yeah. Now, you mentioned your brother going to Cal State Fullerton. I went to a high school called Servite High School, which is in Anaheim. All boys Catholic school. I went there for a semester before I moved to Indiana.
Is Rosary a part of it?
Rosary is the sister school of Servite.
Look at me go.
Literally. That's good. Nice. Look at that.
Right?
Connections.
Yes.
All the way in Myrtle Beach.
Yes, that's crazy.
That is wild.
No, this is actually blowing my mind.
The differences between the West Coast beaches and the East Coast beaches.
It's cold. You need a wetsuit.
On the West Coast, right?
Yes,
100%.
Here, you don't need a wetsuit, but there's no waves.
That's exactly. That's what I tell everybody. Yeah.
That's literally it. That's the differences.
Yeah.
It's really hot. It's still warm. It's warm it's like Florida. It's just really, really warm. Over there, in the summer, you need a wetsuit if you want to go out longer than an hour, and there's better waves.
When I was a kid, I used to go big boogie boarding all the time because the waves were awesome.
Yeah.
And here, it's not like that, but the weather's warmer and you can hang out a little bit longer.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Less windier, I think, a lot of the times, and the sand is nicer here.
Yeah.
Sand is different in a lot of the beaches over there. It's really rocky now.
Yeah.
Even like Sunset Cliffs, have you been there?
I haven't, no.
Oh, go.
Is that the spot?
Sunset Cliffs is the spot, but it's just really rocky. It's really pretty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So you're going to the beach quite a bit when you're not on the court?
I will be going actually after this interview.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
It's still like upper 60s. So.
No, yeah, my parents are here too, so they
nice.
have a beach house over there, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's I mean, a couple of days after you get done with your beach trip, it's an NC State game later this week.
Yes.
What's gone into the preparation for facing a team that made the Final Four last year?
Yeah, we just went over a scout today, and obviously everyone on their team is good. There's no bad player we could just be like pick on and be like they're bad. No, like this is a team we have to go in and focus and discipline and limit the turnovers, limit everything, and like just the intelligence has to be top IQ, and we can't really focus on the results. Like I said, like we have nothing to lose. Obviously, like this is a game that obviously we're not supposed to win, but I think if we go in intelligent and smart and we just want to play our game and make them play our game, I think we have a really good chance. And you saw other teams recently, one beat them and two others stuck with them. So I think as long as we stuck with them till half, we're a second half team. So I think if we stay with them the first half and kill them in the second half, I think we have a pretty good chance.
How cool of an opportunity is it? Not only play a team with the talent like NC State, but also go there and play at their arena and just, kind of everything that comes with it.
I played at Tennessee at with UMass.
Right.
It's just an experience. There's nothing like it because you don't get that many fans unless you're mostly a Power 5. But it's going to be a really cool experience, and I can't wait for all my teammates to experience it.
The last time we went to NC State was 4 years ago, and I was doing the radio, so I traveled. And we played, it was 2020, so there weren't really a lot of fans there. We played at like their lesser capacity gym, and Coastal was winning after the first quarter, and I was psyched. It's like, this is happening. And then it didn't, and the rest we don't talk about. But it was an exciting time, at least for the first 10 minutes. But Kristin, I'll finish this off, just kind of asking what we can expect from you on the court the rest of the season.
Obviously shooting threes, but I think I need to obviously be a 3-level scorer and 3-level threat. I think people will obviously figure out that I can shoot, and I just think I need to drag them out and create other opportunities for my teammates as well. I'm a really good passer, and I think I've shown that in the past few games. So I think just getting my assists up, and recently I've been focusing a lot on rebounding and crashing the boards, and they don't really focus on a little guard like me to go get a rebound. So I think that'll be a big deal as well. But just being everywhere on the stat sheet, just filling it all in. Like he says, like points really don't matter as long as you fill in the stat sheet. Obviously, everyone wants points, but whatever will help the team win.
Well, Kristin, thanks for taking the time to do this. Enjoy your beach later this afternoon, and then we'll get locked in for NC State in a few days.
Thank you. I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. You could tell Kristin is an absolute competitor and the definition of a team player. Just like we talked about, the Chants have one game this week. It'll be Thursday against NC State in Raleigh at 5 o'clock as Coastal faces their toughest competition yet. The Wolfpack are fresh off a Final Four appearance, and right now, they're ranked 20th in the country, but I have no doubt that Coastal will cause some chaos and put up a good fight on Thursday night. On the other side of the court, the men's basketball team dropped a Sunday game against Jacksonville State 71-53 at the HTC Center, but they'll have a chance to rebound this weekend at the Bulldog Bash in Huntsville, Alabama. It'll be a 2-game slate with the first one on Friday against IU Indy at 5 o'clock. Then they'll play the hosts, Alabama A&M, on Saturday at 5, so expect a hungry Chanticleer team that's looking for a pair of dubs. Tough game last Saturday for Chanticleer football. It was a 31-19 loss to Marshall in a game where you look at the box score and it seems like Coastal did everything right. They outgained the Thundering Herd by 137 yards and held one of the top rushing teams in the country to only 35 yards on the ground. It was just a series of about 4 plays that flipped this game around. So Coastal now stands at 5-5, still 1 win away from a bowl berth for a 5th year in a row, and their next chance is Saturday against Georgia Southern. The final home game of the year is at 3:30 from Brooks Stadium, so come out for Senior Day and support the Chants as they look for that 6th win of the season. Coastal Volleyball split with South Alabama last weekend, with both matches going to 5 sets. They grabbed the win on Saturday in their final regular season match of the season. So now it's time for the Sun Belt Tournament from Foley, Alabama, and they'll take on the 5th-seeded team in the West, Southern Miss, in the first round. Coastal will try and extend that finish line at 5:30 Eastern Time on ESPN+, so tune in to see the Chants defend their Sun Belt title. We'll be cheering them on from back home in Conway. And something else cool happening here on campus this weekend, the annual Myrtle Beach Invitational Basketball Tournament. The field is Bradley, Middle Tennessee State, Ohio, Princeton, South Florida, Texas State, and Wright State, and they're all going to battle for a title at the HTC Center. So not really Coastal related, they're not in the tournament this year, but I'm still excited to see some top-level basketball right here at home. That'll be on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And we'll close this episode out right there. Thank you to Kristin Williams for stopping by and giving us an inside look at the Chants' undefeated start this season. Have a great weekend, Teal Nation. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. Chants up.